Da, 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 da.
Hey, Carl, chicken today.
What? Chicken?
Let's do the chicken.
Oh, chicken! I gotcha. Today we're going to make pan-fried / oven-baked chicken, and we're also going to make biscuits with honey. So, welcome to my home, and we'll be right back.
Chef Carl, food whisperer, taking the mystery out of cooking.
Alright, hi, I'm Chef Carl, food whisperer. What's that? Put the biscuits in the oven first. Alright, you got some lovely biscuits here. We're going to pop them in a 350-degree oven for about, I'd say 10 to 12 minutes to nicely brown. And then we're going to set them on the side and pop the chicken in the oven after we fry it. The reason why we're going to bake the chicken a little bit in the oven is to make sure that the thighs and any thicker pieces are cooked through, because some people who have watched the videos, they have told me that when they make their chicken at home, sometimes it's kind of pink or rawish in the thigh area, so we're going to try to avoid that. Alright, put that in. We got 12 minutes on a timer, and we're going to be ready to go. What I'm going to do, I'm not wearing gloves, is going to flour some of the chicken, and then I'm going to make some more of the flour, and I'll show you how to do it. And we'll go from there. So I'm going to take some chicken, use one hand, keep it dry. And the one thing I did with the thigh is I popped the bone, and that way I'll let the oil get into the thigh easier, and I took that piece of bone out, so you see it's semi-boneless. Unlike me, who is semi-brainless. You want to let this chicken sit about 5 minutes after we flour it. And it's going to take about 5 minutes on each side for the chicken, depending how heavy it is. And once I get this all floured, we're going to re-flour it again with the new flour. So we make sure we have plenty of flour on the chicken, because you don't want the skin coming through. And I marinated this overnight, and I backpacked it. I marinated it in zesty Italian dressing. But you can do it in buttermilk and dip it in buttermilk. You can marinate it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. There's plenty. It gets under the skin, so don't get under my skin. And it comes out pretty tasty. Now we got the biscuits in the oven. I'm going to show you how to make the dredging mix for the chicken. What I have is 3 cups of flour, just regular flour, not anything special or bread flour. 3/4 cup of cornstarch. 3/4 cup of breadcrumbs. 3 rounded tablespoons. I'm using my rub, but you can use any rub or paprika. 1 rounded tablespoon of garlic, plus or minus. Now I'm using Himalayan pink salt, around a tablespoon. And the thing with the Himalayan pink salt, it's only got 17% sodium in it versus 25% in regular salt. It's got 84 minerals in it, and that's why it's pink versus regular salt. It's not processed. So just in general, it's a heck of a lot better product for you to use. Alright, so we're going to get ready. We're going to re-dredge our chicken. And what I did is I cut up the chicken into 8s. And you can see this, how I did it in my video on spatchcock chicken and cutting a chicken up into 8s. You want it, like I said, to let it sit for about 5 minutes, 8 minutes, because you want that flour to adhere. Just a little bit of loveliness here, little love. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to fill my cast iron pan with about ½ inch of oil. I use vegetable canola oil. Olive oil tends to burn if you get it too hot. Our biscuits are still cooking in the oven, so we're going to turn on. Now you want to make sure that the oil is nice and hot, it's almost smoking hot. You can drop a little piece of the flour in there, see if it kind of comes to a little sizzle, sizzle McDizzle, and bubbles up. And then that's the time you start putting the chicken in. You put it in one piece at a time and shake it off a little bit. And don't overload your pan. If you have to make it in 2 batches, so be it. But you want this to be nice and crispy and tender. Okay, now what we're going to do is turn the pan around, hopefully without burning myself. Because the biscuit, even ovens usually brown, anything browns on one side. And I got it down to 1.5 minutes, but I could see we're going to need about another 3 minutes. I don't wear gloves, so I have sanitizer in a bottle back here. I have soapy water. Well, we're down to about 33, 32 seconds. I'm going to pull those biscuits out and put them up here and let them rest. Because they're tired like me. But they're not old like me. They're fresh. 21. All right, this is like New Year's Eve, the countdown pretty soon. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. It's just like tick-tock. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bingo! All right. So let's see how we're doing. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is nice. Oh, talk about fluffy. I think I'm gonna I love honey biscuits. I'm going to leave a couple without honey because my honey doesn't like honey. Is that a double entendre or something like that? All right. Now we're going to start frying chicken. And always take the chicken when you put it in and don't toss it in. Lay it in. And depending how hot the oil is, it could be 3 minutes on the side, it could be 5 minutes on the side. So now we just wait about 5 minutes on each side, so about 10 minutes total time. I kicked up the heat because I had turned it down before because it was starting to bubble a little bit. And now this is where patience comes in. While we're waiting, I'd like to thank all the people out there working to make this world go around during the pandemic, and thank the military people. And don't forget, I'm Chef Carl, Food Whisperer on YouTube. And if you ring the bell, I'll let you know when another episode is coming out. And videotaping is by my buddy Ward. Right, Ward?
You bet, Carl.
All right. It looks like the pan is off the flame, which it is, but I also have the back burner on, so I'm getting double heat going. Our goal here is just to get lightly brown because we're going to pop this in the oven. And we didn't want a real heavy breading on it because that's why it's just basically floured twice. And it should be nice and tender and crispy and delicious. So it's been cooking about 6 minutes now. I still got a couple more minutes to go, and then we're going to put it in an aluminum pan and pop it in the oven. And I'll probably want to bring the temperature up to 160, 165 degrees, and then let it sit. You can cover it with foil slightly, but you don't want it to steam, because then you'll lose the crispiness of the chicken. Yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, I think we're ready. We can start putting this wonderful chicken. Let's cut the heat off a second. Alright, now we're going to put this bunch of chicken in, and while that's cooking, I'm going to cook Ward and I some lunch too. So, this goes in for about, I got 18 minutes on the stove. And we'll be back in about 17, 18 minutes, see what happens. 18, 17. I get so excited, like it's like New Year's Eve a couple times a day. 12, 11, 10, 9, and then it's like this. Tick tock, tick tock, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1. Alright. Alright. This is our first pan. I got another pan in the oven, but we're going to let this rest because it's tired. And I don't know how it could be tired. It's got a lot of legs to stand on it. I actually cut up 2 chickens. So we're going to just let this sit for about 5 minutes, and then we'll be back. Alright, our second batch of chicken, because I had 16 pieces of chicken, it's going to be out of the oven in about 8 seconds, and we're going to plate it up, and then we're going to let the chicken rest because it's tired, and Ward and I are going to have a little snacky poo in my wife's home. There it goes, off to the races. And we got some lovely pan-fried chicken. And when I took the temperature on these thighs, I got 170 degrees, so that's perfect. We let the chicken rest because it was, as I said, it was tired. I'd be tired too. Now I'm retired. I know, boo. Good, beautiful. Gonna put a little garnish on it. And there you have it. We have the pan-fried chicken and the beautiful biscuits with a little honey. All right. Thank you for joining us, and come back next time when we're probably going to be doing something with the Instant Pot and chuck roast. And that's all I got to say. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Subscribe. This is Chef Carl saying goodbye, enjoy, be safe. Auf Wiedersehen. Aloha.